this is Gilmer, and this is episode 6 of my Let's Play 30 Years War, an age-odd title that simulates the 30 Years War. Imagine that. Well, the 30 Years War ran from 1618 to 1648, and it was mostly fought on German soil, current-day German soil, and it was the Protestants against the Catholics, more or less, and several nations got involved, and Germany at that time was the Holy Roman Empire, and it was a loosely confederated group of states that were German states, and they I'm not an expert on the Holy Roman Empire, but they had an emperor, and he was, I think, elected. It was a kind of an elective monarchy empire type thing, and the German states had electors that would vote somebody in, and I think it usually went to one or two of the same families every time, and I think it was not uncommon for the son of the previous emperor to be elected in as the emperor, but even so, it was an elective empire. And so when I say German soil and the nation states, it really probably was the Holy Roman Empire at that time. And some of the states were mostly Protestant, and some of them were mostly Catholic, and the Holy Roman Emperor was Catholic. So when the Protestants rebelled against his authority, he put them down, and then Protestant nations such as the Netherlands and England got involved, and some of the Catholic nations around the world, such as Spain, got involved. Bavaria, which was a very large, very strong German state, was mostly Catholic, and they entered in on the side of the Catholics. And Saxony, which was another fairly large German state, was Protestant, and it, joined on the side of the Protestants. So it was a very, very bloody conflict. It was ravaged German, what was Germany basically then. It ravaged whole towns, and some towns were sacked and burnt, and it was a very bad time for the German people, I guess is what you would call them. And so yeah, let's and somehow or another in this day and age we've made a game out of it, but that's pretty much what wargaming is. So let's resume. And as I think I mentioned, this is episode 6. Yesterday I had a little bit of trouble with the sound, so I had two episodes, 5A and 5B. And I think it worked pretty well. I didn't have any trouble. And I don't know what the sound sounded like at the end of 5A, but I'm sure you could hear the loop probably running through the speakers, and of course I had to save it and get out of it at that point. I couldn't play it with that sound constantly looping over and over and over. So when we last left, I had built a force here, the Springen Bavarian Regiment, and moved it up here to Frankfurt, and it joined. These are all Spanish forces. And then I moved this colonel, who is just a nameless, faceless. Well, he does have a face, but it's a generic type face. I don't think that face might be somebody's face, but it's somebody not very well known. But anyway, I moved this colonel to take command because without a leader, their combat penalties were very severe. So I moved him up to take command, and he's brought their combat power up pretty nicely. And I'm probably going to leave Bukoy over here in this area just to keep an eye on some of these people, and Dampierre can stay over here in Brunn and kind of keep an eye over here on the eastern side of the Holy Roman Empire, and I'm moving Tilly to the west. and I'm moving him first to Pilsen, which will take 2 turns. When at the beginning of the next turn, I'll probably move him some more because I don't want to waste 1 turn on really just 3 days of movement. And you'll see what I mean at the end of at the end of this turn. At the end of this turn, he'll still have 3 days left to get here. And then if you don't move him further on, you lose that rest of that time. He's just sitting there for 27 days. So I'll probably move him further on. Probably move him to here to Wieden, and then to Amberg, and all the way to Nordlingen. Oh, maybe to Nuremberg. They actually have more supply, and they're the same size city, but they have more supply. So I think it's a shorter route. And what I want to do is I'm going to bring Tilly over and try to use him to defeat the Dutch forces. I believe these are the Dutch forces, and bring about a successful conclusion to the second phase of the 30 Years' War. So, let's see. F5, F6. I'm going to stop clicking this. I'm sick of looking at that. He never gives me money. Just like the Beatles song, you never give me your money. Or some other song, I don't know. My voice sounds a little rough today. I don't know why. To me, it does anyway. I don't know how it sounds over the video, but my voice sounds a little rough. More rough than normal. So really not anything going on. Their morale has increased 1. I don't know why, but because mine has not decreased any. I wonder if it is national resilience, but I wouldn't think it would kick in the 80s, but maybe they chose some decision that gave them, or they had some historical flavor decision happen that gave them 1 national morale. There are certain things like that in some of these games that you don't even have to do anything, and it just, some battle somewhere, off. Like, for example, in Rise of Prussia is the 7 Years' War, and at the same time, the French and Indian War was taking place in the New World, North America, and some of the battles over there gave me extra national morale points and took some national morale points away from me. But in Rise of Prussia, Prussia was allied with England, and if most of you might remember, England won not the 7 Years' War, but the French and Indian War. They basically were able to push the French out of the New World fairly significantly. I think they still had a presence in New Orleans and places like that, possibly, or in the South, but they basically pushed them out of Canada and took over Canada, I think. The French might have kept hold of some places in Canada for a while. I'm not sure, but anyway, England, and the colonies won the French and Indian War, and gained some concessions there. So when England wins a battle in North America, Prussia would get an extra national morale point or 2. So maybe that's what happened with the Protestants. Something happened. Or it could just be some kind of historical flavor incident, like maybe they got an extra point when my emperor died. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. So anyway, let's save this turn and go ahead, and I have a pretty good amount of money, but I don't want to get too happy on buying units. I'm wondering, I really would like some of these mercenary units, but I'm wondering if they cost money every single turn. I like these cuirassiers. I'm gonna buy one. So I'll what does it say? So I'll get him in next turn. Yeah, why not? I have a pretty good amount of money. I think I have enough money to buy a couple of units. Maybe I should buy. I tell you, these cuirassiers here look pretty damn stylish in their black armor. These guys do too. Catholic cuirassiers. Wonder what's the difference? Imperial and Catholic. Well, obviously, Catholic can be built in Bavaria, but Imperial can only be built over here for some reason. These look cooler. They got a little red cape or something going on behind them. They're the same strength though. How much do they cost? 4 and 2? Yeah, let's buy one. There we go. So I don't want to get too crazy. 47. We'll see how that works out. And what else? There are, I keep seeing in some of the other games where they get these little cards down here that say use diplomacy on Mainz, use diplomacy on, some of the other German states, and I'm wishing I could use those now, but I guess those come later in the game. I know that the Let's Play I've seen them on, it's or not Let's Play, but it's more of an after action report, an AAR, and it is from the time of when the Swedish troops joined the conflict, so it's a lot later in the conflict. So maybe that's when these decisions show up. So let's go ahead and execute a turn. April of 1622. 36 more years. 26 more. No, wait a minute. 26 more. Wait a minute. 48. 26 more years of blood and conflict. I wonder what they'd be thinking about. I mean, well, I guess back in those days they did play war game type situations. They just weren't on a computer, but they probably did something along those lines to simulate what would happen in a war. I know they did it in World War II anyway, so I know that it wouldn't surprise them at all, the people in World War II, if they saw us playing computer war games on a machine. But these guys from the 1600s, I don't know if they had what they think of it. They'd probably think it was witchcraft or something if you had an actual TV sitting here playing stuff. But I know I get off on tangents like that. I just start thinking about stuff like that. I'm like, what would they be like? I'm pretty sure the language that they used isn't exactly like the Germanic language or what was spoken in 1600 Bavaria is probably not what is spoken in the year 2015 in Bavaria, but I'm sure they'd be able to figure out what, I'm sure that they would be able to communicate to each other somewhat. Their language couldn't have changed that much. Oh yeah. Where's my mercenary? The Widenhorstish. The Widenhorstish. Nice. I don't think I'll put him inside, but we will join him up with Bakoy. Make him a little stronger, so that he will be able to deal with anything. Okay, see, if I just let him go 3 days and don't move him further, then for 27 days he'll sit there and do nothing. So what I want to do is see if I can't move him out a little bit. Now see, that's 32 days. So that's another case where he will go 30 days and he'll be 2 days out. Let's see, 50 days. Why does it take 18 days to get from there to there? It takes 11 days, and then it takes 7 days to get to there. Oh well. You have to do what you have to do to win the war. Remember when I first started this game, we only had like 6 units, and most of them were garrisons. Now look at it. So, replacements are pretty good. Money's good. Oh, you can do this instead of going F2, F3, pressing the button. You can just scroll through them down here by using your mouse. So now see, their morales went up another point. Look at their combat rating compared to mine. I think I mentioned before that there really should be a line for the faction you're playing, because the baseline for their comparisons for combat power is 100, which is what you are. You're at 100%. So they're 1/3 of the combat power that I have right now. And of course, they don't have any navy, which I don't think I do either. So what else do I want to do? Oh, I'm moving him. He's going to be there in 6 days. So I'll move him south, and I'll move Tilly north, and we'll do a little pincer movement here. Let's see. Oh, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you watching my videos. If you're watching these videos, yeah, it's pretty nice to know that people are a little interested in these type games still. And I'm just like the next person. I like those first-hand shooters or the first-person shooters and other games. I played Dishonored this past weekend. I love those things, but I also like games where, Dishonored, you do kind of have to plan things out, and it takes a little bit more, but a lot of times it's just running around shooting. Whereas in this game, this is more like chess. You have to sit there and think about what you're going to do and plan out several moves ahead what you're going to do so that you'll be in position to what you want to accomplish after those turns. So that's why it's good to see that people are still interested in these type of games, and I guess they have to be. If AJOT is staying in business, somebody has to be buying their games other than just me and I guess that random gamer. So let's see. Why is all this land around him still in Protestant hands? Let's move out, take some of these. See, I'm not really liking how most of these little regions are all 54-46 Protestant. Why is that? Are they playing these types of cards? Okay. We did as many as we could do. What else is there to do with these? Not much else. I'm not going to do that Bethlehem Gabor thing or whatever it is. I don't think it works. I think he's out of the war anyway. I haven't seen him in a while, unless that's him. No, that's not him. That's Von Thurn and Hohenlohe. Loa. Alright, execute another turn. It's May 1622. Maraudus has arrived at Regensburg, and Tilly is... He'll get there in 20 days. I'll let him sit here I won't move him. I'll let him sit there one turn. Or I'll let him just get there, and then next turn I'll move him. This guy... I really wish he was stronger. He's a 322. Let's take some of these out. They're not doing anything. Let's make it all cavalry. That way he'll move fast and catch up to Maraudus, because he's not really doing anything. This guy has no combat troops with him anymore, and so he's just kind of holding down the fort there. You're not really doing much. What's his deal? Does he have any cavalry? Maybe those arquebusiers. No, they're infantry. That's all infantry, so he's just infantry. Let's see what my messages say. The war expands. More regions are unblocked. Brunswick raises an army. Protestants in castle prepare for war. Anhalt corpse. Corpse. That's funny. The Anhalt Corps. That's in Hanover. There's Castle. There's Dusseldorf. Anybody ever watch his Magnum PI? He always orders an old Dusseldorf and a long neck, which is an imaginary beer. There is no such thing as old Dusseldorf and a long neck, unless somebody in the meantime has decided to start making it and call it that. But if you remember Castle from Rise of Prussia, it was surrounded by woods, very difficult to get into. What is this guy? Oh, that doesn't look good. That is a strong formation right there. Let's see what the relative... He's still at only 43 of my 100, but look at his morales went up to 87. Indeed. Wonder how... I mean, he's Brunswick. So he's the same color as the Dutch. His background. I don't know why. I think they're the Dutch. We'll just have to take all those cities. Well, Bamberg and Wurzburg are now open. Size 2 city. Size 2 city and fort. I wonder if I should bring him across and fight Mannheim. Or fight George Frederick. Okay, so it's time to move up. 31 days. Always seems to be that case. Well, wait a minute. 26, 31. Now let's go to Prague. From Prague we can move north, or actually move northeast towards Breslau. Because we own this and we own this, even though they're all Protestant 54. Now that one's 64. What is this? Protestant 77. Oh. Didn't even stop to think if I could influence any of these nations up here. like I've done before. All right. Might be time to reconfigure. Are they going to? No, nothing's going to come from the south. We'll move him up. Combine him with Dampierre again because he used to be with Dampierre, and then we'll use him to start moving towards Breslau and take that. And this is still blocked. This is Saxony. They eventually will join the Protestants, and there was a big historic battle at Bretonfield. I think Gustav Adolphus. I know his name's not Latin, and I know the Swedish don't call him by his Latin name, but it's just easier for me to say Gustavus Adolphus or Gustavus Adolphus. But I think he had a big victory here at Bretonfield. But that's later in the war. There's Wiesel. If you remember from Rise of Prussia, Wiesel was on the very far edge of the screen, and this is where the French were coming in and attacking west into Germany or into the Germanic lands. This was mostly this was Hanover and Munster and Kassel, of course, and Darmstadt and some of the others. See, there's Hanover, the city, and this was the Hanover, the nation state. And then Bremen. I took Bremen, if you remember, and I took Hamburg. There's Stralsund. We took it during Rise of Prussia. So I'm pretty familiar with a lot of these cities. This is all controlled by the Spanish. Then further down, you get France. As I was mentioning, this is France, and they came in during Rise of Prussia up at Wiesel. So, pretty cool. I like what they've done with the maps. But all right, let's see. F6, yeah, he's still willing to give me money, and he never gives me money. You can buy so many different. You can buy Cossacks in this screen. You can buy mercenaries in this screen, and you can buy regular troops in this screen. I'm gonna wait till I get some more money, and then I'm gonna buy that artillery. That artillery, I'm sure, is decisive in some of these battles. Let's go ahead and execute a turn. So anyway, I was wrong about when that book, Werewolf of Bamberg, comes out. It comes out in October 10th or so, I think. But I was checking on it because I was wondering when it was actually going to come out. And another book series that I like, that book's coming out in November, and that one's the I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Relic. The books that the movie was based on are a lot better than the movie. But the main character is Pendergast, and those books are pretty good. And a new one of those is coming out in November, so I'm gonna have a lot to read. Tax income from Frankfurt. Tax income from Vienna. Dragoons, Imperial Detachment. Count Bacoy. Bavarian army has arrived at Nuremberg. Bavarian army takes 21 hits from foul weather. You bastards. Anyway, I am going to move him to Augsburg. He's active. Let's see. Yeah, let's go on up there. See if we can't take Bamberg, because it's a strategic city. How many points am I getting per turn? I'm getting 48. He's getting 18. That's a pretty commanding lead in victory points per turn. Upkeep of units in the field has cost us 3 money. Protestants captured Göttingen. That's way the hell up here. Alright. Where's my troop? There he is. He's inside Hanover. I don't think I put him in inside. Your control region Braunschweig has been reduced to 0. Where's Braunschweig? Oh. This guy. He split his troops up. What a dumbass. You don't split your troops up in these games. All it does is mean you've divided yourself and now it's easier to conquer you. Alright. Holy Roman Empire takes control of Protestant properties. That's where I played those cards down here. See? So now we're back in the lead in a lot of these little places. Good for us. Go team. So, my morale has dropped 1 point. Return to neutral value, which is basically evening things out. You know, Two End All Wars has this and a lot of others. If you get too high in morale, you'll lose morale, you'll lose points just to make it the game more balanced. And that's what they call it too. They call it national morale balancing to even out the forces or whatever. I'm not a big fan of it, but I can understand why, I guess, it happens. Let's just mosey down here and see what this guy's got up his sleeve, because this is a money city, whereas Hanover is not. So I'm looking to trade up. He'll do good we'll put him in Ulm to keep an eye on the southern part of this little part. Oh, that's right. Oh, he's not there yet. One more day. All right. 64 and 60. Oh, I wonder what kind of troops I can build now. It's the same old, same old. I did say I was going to build that artillery, though, didn't I? But where do I build it? Why is that? Oh, that's why. These guys. Now see, he's over here, but he is here. Alright. That's fine. I can live with that. I don't know if I'm talking too low. I probably am. I can hear myself kind of trailing off at times, but it doesn't mean I'm I'm losing interest or anything like that. I'm very much interested in what's going on. I'm just trying to get a little bit of perspective on what's going on. This is all mine. This right here is theirs. This guy over here is theirs, and these people are theirs as well. This up here is Lower Saxon Circle. It doesn't say it's locked or off limits, but it's grayed or browned out like it is, so I'm not even going to try and waste my time. Alright, wait a minute. What is this? Oh, Strategic Atlas. Let's save this turn and then go ahead and execute. See what we can do. One of the big criticisms of these games is that the turns take so long to execute, but the turns in this game go very quickly, it seems. So if that's one of your concerns, then this game you won't have a problem with this game in that sense, because the turns in this game go very quickly. Less than 30 seconds. And if that's not fast enough for you, I don't know what is, because I remember when I played Total War series, it takes forever. If you're doing the grand campaign, it takes forever for those turns to calculate as well. So, whatever you want. The Training of Worth. Oh, there's some. And Fleckenstein. And some supply. We'll just move them down there. Have them join up with Maraudus. And we might actually start moving up here and maybe attacking the soft underbelly of this region. And whole core. I keep calling that corpse. That's hilarious. It's core. It's a French word. It's core. And the P and S are silent. I don't know why I keep pronouncing it like that. Who's inside? A 102. Well, my friend. We'll play. We have two. I could have played Landmine on this as well. Landmine is also can give you a chance of a breach. So I should have probably been playing both of them. When is it? It's August. I need to get that breach. Size 1 forward. I only need one breach, I think. Let's save this. Yeah, he's still offering money. I don't think I'll take it. No, the game won't let me take it, actually. Yeah, see, he's going for Hanover. You little prick. Catholic League detachment. Upkeep in the field has cost us 3 money. Sir, the garrison. Ooh. He's got a 30% malice. That's no good. 25%. %. 15. 10. Now he's just at 5%. I can live with that. What to do with these guys? What's his? He's 17 of 25, and this is 5. We'll join up with him, I think, and see what he's going to do. Now, this guy over here in Dampierre, they used to be together. So, it's September. No sense even starting out anything now. I'll wait one more turn on this one, see if I get any breach at all. And if I do, I'll try to take it. And then we'll move over this way. So, let's see. Nope. F2. No troops. Some there. Some here. 28. Yeah, we'll live with it. Alright, let's execute another turn. Come on, Bamberg, surrender. That'd be nice if they just surrendered. Oh, he's coming down. He's 992. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to close this real fast now. Thanks for watching.